every single day he does this little song and this little dance about how excited he is, and I lost the best friend that I ever had.
My biggest fear is losing a member of my family, because we are such a unit and so close that we're nothing without the other.
Kelly Osbourne's story begins long before the bright lights of reality TV or the bold headlines in tabloids. At just 13 years old, she had a routine tonsil surgery and was prescribed Vicodin for pain. At first, it seemed harmless and normal, part of recovering from surgery. But for Kelly, that prescription became more than just medicine. She has admitted that the pills gave her a sense of escape, a way to quiet the noise of growing up in one of the most famous rock families in the world. Living in the shadow of her father, Ozzy Osbourne, and navigating the intense public scrutiny that came with her family's fame, Kelly quickly found that the temporary relief the pills offered could become dangerously addictive. What started as a teenager trying to manage pain quietly spiraled into years of struggle, experimentation, and learning the hard way about the fine line between casual use and addiction. Kelly has openly described how easy it was to fall into habits that seemed harmless at first, but gradually took over her life. And it wasn't just the pills, her environment, the pressures of fame, and the accessibility of drugs all combined to create a perfect storm. By the time she reached her late teens, Kelly had already begun to face the dark realities of substance dependence, even as the world saw only the glamorous side of her life. Her story isn't just shocking because of the drugs or the celebrity lifestyle. It's shocking because it's so relatable. Many people, even outside the celebrity world, have faced moments where a seemingly small choice escalates into a life-changing struggle. But Kelly's journey also reveals the human side of addiction, the mistakes, the relapses, the guilt, and, importantly, the courage to keep fighting for recovery. This isn't a story with a simple beginning and end. Kelly's path through addiction is complicated, messy, and full of unexpected turns. But through it all, she's shown an unflinching honesty about her struggles, giving us a rare glimpse into the reality behind the headlines. By the end of this story, you'll see a side of Kelly Osbourne that few have seen. A young girl facing impossible pressures, a woman fighting to reclaim her life, and someone learning that recovery is a journey, not a destination. By the time Kelly Osbourne reached 19, the consequences of her addiction were undeniable. Her once innocent experimentation had escalated into a dangerous cycle that she could no longer control. Facing pressure from her family and the harsh reality of her own habits, Kelly checked into her first rehab facility. For most people, rehab is a place of healing and guidance, but for Kelly, the first experience was eye-opening in unexpected ways. She has openly admitted that her first rehab experience didn't instantly cure her addiction. In fact, she described it as like university on how to be a better drug addict. Surrounded by others struggling with similar issues, Kelly quickly realized that rehab wasn't just about treatment. It was a world of learning, observing, and sometimes even being influenced by the very behaviors she hoped to escape. The environment, though intended to heal, exposed her to new challenges and, at times, temptations she hadn't anticipated. Yet, even in those difficult months, there were lessons to be learned. Kelly began to understand the patterns of her addiction, the triggers, the highs and lows, and the importance of a support system. She faced the raw reality that recovery is rarely straightforward. Relapses, setbacks, and moments of doubt were all part of the journey, and she had to confront them head-on. What makes Kelly's story so compelling is how relatable it is. Many people struggle to find a path through rehab that works for them, and her honesty about the imperfections of her first attempt makes her experience resonate. She didn't immediately beat addiction. Instead, she began a process of self-discovery, learning the hard truths about herself, her choices, and the forces around her that made sobriety so challenging. And this was just the beginning. While rehab offered a starting point, Kelly would soon face relapses, public scrutiny, and personal battles that would test her resilience in ways few could imagine. But the lessons from this first experience laid the foundation for the battles and victories that were still to come. Even after leaving her first rehab, Kelly Osbourne quickly discovered that escaping addiction isn't as simple as walking out the door. Sobriety, she realized, is a daily battle, and the pull of old habits can be stronger than anyone anticipates. Despite moments of hope and fleeting periods of stability, Kelly found herself caught in a frustrating cycle. Periods of sobriety followed by relapse. In interviews, she has been brutally honest about this ongoing struggle. At one point, she went nearly 4 years clean, only to face a relapse during a challenging period of her life. "It's never going to be easy," Kelly admitted. "The truth is, addiction isn't linear. One day, you can feel strong and determined, and the next, the old cravings can hit unexpectedly, testing your willpower and resolve." What made Kelly's experience particularly intense was the spotlight she lived under. Being the daughter of Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne meant that every misstep was magnified by the media and public scrutiny. The pressure to appear fine while privately struggling with addiction added a layer of complexity that most people never have to face. She wasn't just battling substance dependency, she was fighting judgment, rumors, and the constant eyes of a world that expected perfection. Yet, through the highs and lows, Kelly learned resilience. Each relapse, painful as it was, taught her something new about herself, her triggers, her emotional vulnerabilities, and the importance of honest self-reflection. She came to understand that relapse isn't failure, it's part of a journey. That requires patience, self-forgiveness, and continuous effort. And the cycle didn't end there. While rehab and family support offered tools and guidance, Kelly's story shows that recovery is ongoing. Every day presented a choice, to give in to temptation or to keep pushing toward a healthier path. Her journey is a stark reminder that addiction is rarely a straight line, and perseverance often matters more than perfection. Kelly Osbourne's rehab experiences weren't just about personal struggles, they also exposed a darker reality within the system. She revealed how some people in recovery exploit others, preying on vulnerability for profit or influence. "They'll sit outside of AA meetings looking for weak and vulnerable people," she said, highlighting the challenges addicts face even while trying to heal. These experiences taught Kelly that recovery isn't just about willpower, it's also about navigating environments that can sometimes make relapse easier than sobriety. It was a harsh lesson, but one that shaped her understanding of addiction and the importance of choosing safe, supportive spaces for healing. Through all their ups and downs, Kelly Osbourne discovered that recovery isn't something anyone can face entirely alone. Family, friends, and a strong support network became her lifeline. Her brother, Jack Osbourne, has been sober since 2003, and his journey served as both inspiration and guidance. Seeing someone close to her navigate the same challenges showed Kelly that long-term recovery was possible, even if the road was difficult. Kelly has often emphasized that support isn't just about encouragement, it's about accountability. Being able to talk openly about cravings, setbacks, or emotional struggles with someone who truly understands can make the difference between relapse and perseverance. For Kelly, having trusted people around her created a space where honesty was possible, where mistakes didn't have to lead to shame, and where every small victory could be celebrated. This support system also extended beyond family. Kelly learned the importance of choosing friends and mentors who truly had her best interests at heart, rather than those who might inadvertently enable her struggles. These relationships help her see that recovery is a shared journey, and that leaning on others isn't a weakness, it's a strength. Through it all, Kelly's story highlights a critical truth: addiction doesn't exist in isolation. Support, understanding, and guidance can be as crucial as any treatment program. Without that network, the path to sobriety becomes far steeper. With it, even the most challenging battles feel a little more manageable. In recent years, Kelly Osbourne has shown remarkable resilience. After years of battling addiction and facing multiple relapses, she has celebrated significant milestones in her recovery. Most recently, she marked 5 months of sobriety, a testament to her determination and commitment to change. Her journey shows that recovery is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Every day presents choices, challenges, and temptations, but Kelly's continued efforts prove that progress is possible, even after years of struggle. She has spoken openly about the lessons she's learned, emphasizing patience, self-forgiveness, and the importance of focusing on personal growth rather than setbacks. Kelly's story isn't just about addiction, it's about resilience, hope, and the human capacity to overcome. Her journey continues to inspire others facing similar battles, showing that no matter how long or complicated the path, recovery is achievable with determination, support, and self-belief. Kelly Osbourne's journey through addiction, relapse, and recovery is a story of resilience, honesty, and hope. From a teenager unknowingly caught in the grip of prescription drugs to a woman facing public scrutiny while battling personal demons, her experiences show how complex and challenging recovery can be. Her story reminds us that addiction doesn't discriminate and that recovery is rarely a straight path. It's a daily choice, a continuous effort, and often a journey filled with setbacks and small victories. Yet, Kelly's courage, her willingness to share her struggles, and her determination to keep moving forward provide a powerful lesson. No matter how difficult the battle, change is possible. For anyone facing similar challenges, Kelly's journey is a beacon of hope. It's proof that seeking help, relying on support, and embracing resilience can lead to transformation. Her story isn't just a cautionary tale, it's an inspiring reminder that even in the darkest moments, recovery and renewal are possible.